point, but something we're really paying attention to as well.
Thanks, Sophie. So I will talk about our near-term priorities and how we position ourselves to catch the wave of the Metaverse. So we've bought land in the Metaverse Sandbox 2 months ago, and we are building our presence in our land and starting designing experience driven towards the tech community and metagamers. Because, as you said, we have ambitious goals to attract talents, and we believe that the Metaverse could be the type of opportunity to help us. We are also acculturating our employees to the Metaverse to have a better grasp of it and ultimately to be better positioned to take advantage of it. So we are also building an internal corporate Metaverse and having various events. We are exploring other platforms on Sandbox to do so. And we held, last week, we held our first event with over 1,000 people in the Metaverse. Over a period of 2 days, employees from our tech department were able to attend conferences, host team meetings, and engage in and on the Metaverse. So you can see in the video what happened. There were also a beach party and some card games. It was pretty fun.
And a lot of good content.
Of course. So even if it's way still too much to consider it, we could study in the coming month, maybe open a virtual agency or the implementation of new services for assistance or prevention purposes. It is interesting to note that some of our Axa agents, fond of new technology, have already created replica of their branch in the Metaverse and already welcoming clients and guests there. So, of course, we are in contact with them so they can share feedback with us and we can co-construct the uses of tomorrow together. But let's go back to Sandbox. So, like I said, we are building our presence in our land. The first experience is for the existing meta community, the tech and gamers of Sandbox. So its main purposes are simple. We want to promote Axa in the metagaming space, all while embracing its codes and respecting its culture with a fun and gamified experience. So, on the long run, we might even sell insurance products there, but really it's not our current priority. So the first experience we are designing in Sandbox serves for us as a prototype, because we are exploring, we are experimenting different design, as you can see, different gaming opportunities, because we hope to offer the player one of the most diverse experiences available on a single land. This way, we can test what works and what doesn't, and inspire the future experiences. Now, let me give you a ride in our land. Well, as you can see, this building is very different, really different from Axa's usual style. But it's very much in line with what the Sandbox offers, the opportunity to completely reinvent ourselves. We were inspired by the Metaverse famous nickname, the Web3 Wild West. So, the outdoor is filled with dangers, and we invite the player to take refuge in Axa's oasis. Here, the player can relax in the lounge and take his first step into Axa experience. The main quests incentivize the player to explore every floor and take up challenges regarding the 4 Axa values: customer centricity, integrity, courage, and one Axa. As you can see, we can use dialogues between 2 characters in a 3D space to offer immersive learning content instead of a classic and boring one-page article. So let's continue and go to the museum. We used a gallery museum the same way classic 2D showcase website exists. The main difference, it's immersive and way more interactive. That way, we can keep promoting our company's content, all while giving hopefully a little bit more fun. We were talking earlier about our objective to attract tech talent. So we have dedicated a floor to recruitment. With a futurist setting, this area suggests a different recruiting experience where ingenuity and perseverance are tested in an escape game-like quest. So in the future, we could imagine using it to test other soft skills, such as collaboration in a team setting, or stress tolerance facing a time-limited task. Sorry. I let you discover the game. Okay, and finally, let's teleport in our business hub and take a look at it. Here we created what we call the design fiction. We presented the first obvious use cases people imagine when thinking of an insurer in the metaverse. This can serve as an inspiration.
Our digital strategy and innovation team within our digital factory.
Hello Vivatech, I am Cyrille Magneto, VP Innovation, and I lead the Metaverse project for Axa.
And you can see we brought our avatars today to tell you about the Metaverse and what we're doing at Axa. Axa has been one of the very first insurance companies to enter the Metaverse this year in France. And we'd like to tell you a little bit about why and also about what we're actually doing about it. And if you stay with us the next 15 minutes, we'd also like to give you a peek at an experience we're building, because we believe that a demo is better than 1,000 words. Let's start with the why. First, it all starts with our DNA. Axa has a very strong DNA of innovation, and we believe that it's very important for us to really stay ahead of the technological changes and also be very deliberate in the way we explore opportunities that they bring. The Metaverse is an example of that. And it's one where we think it's really important to learn early on and start very early. So we're going about it with a very humble approach, meaning first of all that we don't overestimate the impact it can have in the short term, but we also don't underestimate the impact it can have in the long term. It also means for us that we're taking a step-by-step approach. We're experimenting every day, learning every day, and trying to define new experiences that can really be designed towards our employees, the tech talent community, which we believe is an early adopter, and also ultimately our clients at some point. So let me ask, how many of you have been in a metaverse, in some sort of metaverse today? Okay, I see a few hands, a few, good. How many of you have a teenager or a kid who's playing with Roblox? Okay, a few more hands. And if you don't know Roblox, it's actually an early incarnation of the Metaverse. It's a game that's very popular with teenagers, especially in the US. So the point is, we don't really know what the Metaverse will look like in 10 or 20 years from now. Just like it was very hard to know what the web would become in the 1990s. But we know there's already a community. And if you look at the numbers, there's 300 million Metaverse users today. But maybe even more importantly, there's almost 3 billion players or people interested in the gaming industry. So that's massive. What you can see also, if you look at the number of Roblox users at the bottom of that page, it's actually 1 out of 3 kids in the teenagers in the US who's playing with Roblox like very regularly. And you can think that those people are going to be the Metaverse users of tomorrow. And then you have experts who tell us, like Gartner, that 25% of people will spend 1 hour per day in the Metaverse in 2026. So for us, it's something important to keep an eye on. And now let's talk about the opportunities. And I'll let Cyrille give you very specific examples of what we do, because I think it's just better. But in a nutshell, first of all, we think that whatever we do, it's going to have to look, it won't be a simple replica of what happens in the real world.